Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio tutorial, and let's look one more way we can use it, our function editor, and we'll look on creating terrain. So let's just create normal terrain, and one also cool options I want to show to you. Okay, let's go edit object, and in some ways you can say, hey, I like some procedure terrain, but I also like some options to upload pictures in normal terrain. And the best way to do this, it is combine them. So let me show you how we can do this. First, we have our terrain, and before we're loading pictures, let's increase the resolution 1024. It will give it us better details. Next, we click on a picture, load, and let's load maybe something like twisted. Okay. Let's invert, so it will go up, and maybe set more towards picture. Click OK, and here we have our picture loaded for the terrain. So next what I want to do, we'll go down and we'll click procedure. But before we click on procedure, you notice we don't have a tab here for our function. When we click this, what's happening now, we can work on the functions, and our options on the picture is not available anymore. Well, we can still do pictures in other ways, I'll show you, but overall if you want to mix them, this one way you can mix actually picture and go to your procedures and add more details that way. So let's go click and edit function, and in our function editor on altitude you can actually also add picture this way if you want it. All what we need to do, just click on a project texture and add picture this way. But what I want to do, I want to add noise. Well, actually this is fractal, and I want to add turbulence, and I want to connect our origin to then turbulence. And sometimes select here, it's a bit hard. What you can do, you can go right here to with all now options and just click on the origin on this lighting. It will create node for you, and we'll just take this node, oops, okay, move it, and connecting to our turbulence. Manipulate constant. So it's other ways to do, and of course you always, if you want, you can just zoom in, move it around, and connect that way. While we connect to the turbulence, let's look on our preview. What I want to do, it is decrease slightly large features, increase harmonics, and bring a bit more scaling. So we'll have a nice twisting effect. Okay, let's go right here. So we'll get a preset and see till we find, there you go. This is larger scale, but it's given us very nice looking lines, so we can preview in this image here. And give it interest in this twist on terrain. Okay. Also, let's add more details. So we'll create noise. And also now we'll create combiner. We'll link combiner to our noise. Apply here. Let's create another turbulence. And same way now going to the origin. Let's go right here, origin, and we'll connect to the new turbulence. Okay. And you can see how this applying already very interesting effect will have it with turbulence. Couple things we can do, we can increase larger feature, or if you want it make smaller, so we can decrease, and it will give it nice shape. We also can go and on our blender and maybe adjust a little bit more towards one or other, which one you prefer better for this. Okay. And of course If you don't like background noise, we can go down and we can select Voronoi. You can see it's give it very interesting, and again this is very high detail, will be texturing. Let's click OK. Let's render. One thing you can notice how longer it's take time to render, but this terrain it's look very interesting, very unusual, and it's again by using through our function editor specify. And the best parts, we used our picture to combine with the terrain we have it. If you want, you can have it 0 edges. What it actually does, it will create from 0 going up a little bit smoother. Or again, we can just create full terrain. Let's click OK. And we'll take our camera and now we'll move a little bit above. And we'll look down on our terrain. So let's preview. We'll go to internal, render to screen, 640. And you can see how very interesting, unusual terrain. Again, if you think you like a little bit details here, we can always go again to edit object. We'll go to our function editor. Okay, we can go to Blender, switch this to combiner. And if you remember with combiner, every time when you add new node, you will have one additional connection. We'll create fractal. We'll connect to the fractal as well. Okay, and a fractal will decrease feature, so it will make a little bit smaller and maybe pop up a bit on the roughness. So this will add us additional details. Okay. You can see how much. And by the way, if you see here, it's going on top. It actually won't be. It will after readjust and will have right properties. Of course, we can increase scale if you want it on this. And let's recalculate. In this case, it will create a little bit bigger details. And again, for the terrain, it's maybe it's if you're looking for that. So let's have it nice. Or just let's go back to 1. Okay. Also, let's go to edit our filter. And it's again, this is filters. It's very similar what we looked before. And in this case, we'll just go a little bit down and make it smoother. Okay, so adjust a little bit here and make a nice little bit curve, so it won't be going too high, and it will create nice and smooth. And okay, let's re-render. So procedures is very nice. Those functions and only one big withdraw. So when it's take the more details you add, the longer it will take to render. Let's click OK. We also go a little bit up and drop to the ground. Okay, and take our camera, move a little bit so we can overview our terrain. And here is top, if you saw we did it, our curve going down, so this is where we cut down on a high, so it will make a flat kind of looking plateau. And we can put buildings or trees on top of this. Let's click. And you know what, let's look another. So with our function, we also can go to the color. Let's load it, maybe red-orange. Right click, edit function. So now in a function, same, I want to use, and again, in most time you remember this is constant, so you can set value. But what do we want to do? We want to create different type of coloring. So we'll go to create noise, and in noise we're going to Verni. We'll add those as distribution. We'll create another turbulence. We want to look similar. Okay, we go to oops, I cannot, there you go, to origin. We'll set this way, and we'll increase harmonic and a bit scaling. So let's go amplitude. And this is very nice preset for us. Also, let's go bump, and we'll just connect to our filter. And in our filter, we'll just make a little bit deeper in the darker areas and bring a little bit higher. Also, what I want to do, I want to add a little bit more noise to our map. So let's create the fractal, and we go to bit. We also will create another combiner right here, and we connect to this node. Okay, let's go decrease feature, make a little bit noisier, and you can see how texture already applied. Okay, a bit smaller. Let's click OK. You know what, on these colors, maybe let's change a little bit this way, a bit nicer. Done. Let's click OK. Okay, we'll take our camera, put it a little bit down. Let's rotate. So we'll preset our terrain. Let's go atmosphere, and we'll go to edit atmosphere, go to the clouds. We'll add maybe braking camels. Click OK. Double time click, so we open, and we'll going to editor. We'll go to edit function, and here is the one. And in basic repeater, let's switch this to fast parallel, decrease amount. Okay, and here what I want to do, I want to add a filter, but inside the filter what I want to do, it's will going to saw wave. If you remember, we'll add details and brightness, so let's give it us more details in this way. Let's also maybe increase gain and roughness, so let's give it us higher contrast looking. Okay, let's click OK, and we can see how well we applied. And again, if you want more twist on this, all what we need to do, we just need again create turbulence. So I don't want this, I want this one. Origin, connect origin to this, and go to increase harmonics, scaling, and add amplitude. Maybe too little bit. Kind of presetting. There you go. So it will look almost clouds going around. Okay, we can reset one filter, reset this filter as well. Let's edit. Again, double time click, create one point here, put this way, make a round, so it will make a nice curve. Okay, click OK. A bit on put down on scaling, increase roughness, and cast shadows. Click OK. We again also increase cover. You can see it's already created very interesting clouds on the back. Again, we're always doing with our just the functions. Go in function editor, and let's add some clouds, maybe a few more. So in those ones, we'll just drop them down. Like this. Let's go to sky fog. And what I want to do here, I want to actually increase haze. So it will make it a bit darker, and make a fog on the ground. So we'll align. We'll set also a bit glowing, and in the end we can increase quality boost. Let's click OK. And now on a Vue foreground, I want to add a couple things. One, I want to add a water plane on the stack and put it a little bit up so we have it look like water. And let's preview. Okay, the texture looking rough. We need to actually decrease scaling on a texture. So let's go right here. Let's reduce maybe to 30. Let's go to Atmosphere Editor. And you know what? I like the clouds, but I don't like what we added, so we'll delete those ones. We'll leave it other our clouds, which was actually create very nice look. Let's select our camera, putting a little bit down this way, adjusting. Also, we'll take a sun. Maybe okay, I'll just go about. So we have the most interesting shadows. What I'm trying to figure out. Just position right for the sun. Okay. Also, what I want to do is going ambient, edit color. I want to make it darker. It will bring us a little bit more details on the clouds. Maybe increase a little bit here. Illumination. Click OK. And let's preview. Okay, and here's our picture. And again, this is a test, and it's more look like exercise, how you can use it, function editor in the clouds, atmosphere settings, material creation, or terrain. And when you try to do, just create any terrain and create similar exercises. When you open and you're using editor function, try to modify how it's look, what is the color, how distribution, or how clouds going. It will give you a little bit, the practice will give you more experience and better understanding of the function editor. And thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please come visit us on the web at www.geekatplay.com.